finally, we come to our last inductee of the evening, Roger Weigel from Bismarck. He is still an active player. Has played for over 40 years. He's played in the outfield, first base, also played as an extra hitter. Currently, he's participating in the Masters 40 and the Masters 50 categories. His lifetime batting average is near 600. During his career, he's played on teams that have produced 7 state championships. His family, Lori, and his 3 adult children have all been involved in softball. And besides his playing career, he has also been active as an administrator on both the local and the state level. He has served as the director of the Bismarck Association. Presently is the president of that group. On the state level, he is Bismarck's player representative. He's also on the NDASA's tournament coordinator, arranging all tournaments. He continues to have a passion for softball, as demonstrated by his year-round involvement. Those around Roger always enjoy his positive, optimistic attitude. I edit the softball newspaper, which some of you are familiar with, and I have to have information from Roger regarding state tournaments, and I have to have it on a regular basis and just very quickly after those tournaments are over, so that I can get it in the softball newspaper. And he has been very, very cooperative in doing that, and making sure that I get the right information in a timely manner. So I'm very pleased to present to you our final inductee of the evening, Roger Weigel from Bismarck.
Thank you all. Thank you, Hall of Fame Committee. Advantage of being last. I can talk as long as I want. Disadvantage, a lot of things I wanted to say have already been said. But I'll go back 45 years ago when I started playing the game, 45, 50 years ago. I come from a large family. We got 6 brothers, 7 of us boys all in a row. We grew up on a farm, Napoleon, North Dakota, southwest of Napoleon. We played a lot of softball. Every spare moment we played softball. Our field on the farm, we had home plate. Right behind home was the machine shed. First base was the RAA pole. Out in center field, deep center field was our house. Third base was the corner of the barn. The left field line was the corral. And the barn, if you hit over the barn, it was a home run. And I look back, when we played those games, we had 7 of us, and we had to make up rules. We call it softball, but we made up rules. And I'll go through some of those rules, and it's unbelievable how many of these rules ASA has adopted over the years. It's taken 30, 40 years, but they've adopted them. And I'll give you some examples. First of all, we had 4 batters, 3 fielders. With 3 fielders, you had to have long bases. And I tell you, that RAA pole was out there a long ways. It wasn't 50, 60 feet, it was like 100 feet, so we had long bases. The infield was solid gravel. It was concrete-like, so there's no sliding. All outs were outs. If you hit a foul ball, it went into the corral. And in the corral was gold. They didn't like balls in there, so that was not a good thing. So if you hit a ball in the corral, that was an out. If you hit a ball over the barn, that was a walk-off home run. You didn't have to run the bases. It's over the barn, home run. On Sundays, my brothers and I would go down to St. Boniface, our local team. Actually, that's where we started playing softball. My older brothers were in St. Boniface. We practiced for 3 or 4 hours. And the practice would be the 9 players that were in high school were fielding. one guy was batting, and there's about 5 or 6 of us grade school kids that would run, courtesy run. And we would run for hours. And my brothers would hit, my brothers, here I'll introduce my brothers, Vic from Fargo, Kenny's from Bismarck, Elvin from Bismarck, Ed from Bismarck. Thanks for being here. Elvin, Ed, and myself would run bases. My older brothers, they would hit for 15 minutes, then they could take their turn in the field. Somebody else would hit for 15 minutes, and we'd run all afternoon. The field out at St. Boniface wasn't much better than our field on the farm. Right field, about 150 feet out, was a cornfield. Deep in center field was a rock pile. In left field, if you hit it about 250 feet into the cemetery. There was a telephone pole in left center, and that telephone pole was right in the exact wrong spot. So what we did is we put a player out there to guard the pole. That was the rover. So that's when the rover started in the ASA. Look at the things that we started. We had a longer basis. It took 30, 40 years. ASA thought that's a pretty good idea. No sliding. The seniors at Masters 50 have started that. It's all force outs. Walk-off home runs. We did that back in the 60s. 1-1 counts, foul ball, no courtesy fouls, foul ball, you're out. That's what we did. You hit in the trail, you're out. The biggest thing that we did is center field was the house. It was out there a long ways, but I remember twice in my career on the farm. The window got broke. And the window got broke in the house. That was a game-ending home run. Anyway, the game has evolved, softball's evolved, and I look back, and a lot of it is when we grew up. A couple of rules I'd still like to see change. Permanent batters like we had. My brother Gooch, I'm pretty sure you would like that. Permanent batter, have kids run for you all the time. Then we also had supply your own pitcher. My younger brothers, Elvin and Ed, that's what they did. They pitched, and they pitched, and they pitched. Well, it would be a kind of neat idea to bring your own pitcher, get one pitch, you hit it. And, you know, you wouldn't have to worry about hitting the pitcher unless you don't like the guys, I guess. So anyway, some rules that ASA has adopted over the years that I grew up with. With that, I'd like to recognize my family. 3 children. My oldest, Michelle, married to Jason. They're back there with the twin daughters, granddaughters, and Leighton, my grandson. Michaela, she'll be getting married here in June. Michaela, I'll let you know you're still helping me state tournament brackets, stuffing envelopes, doing those types of things, pulling rosters. She's my assistant. Thank you very much, Michaela. And my wife, Lori. Lori, please stand up. I have to recognize her. About sacrifice for softball. We played. We played 11, 12 tournaments. We had 3 young kids, very close in age. Mitch isn't able to be here tonight. Mitch, my son, is married in Duluth with 2 grandsons, twin grandsons, unable to make it tonight. We go to games, 10, 11, 12 tournaments. It's always hot, windy. Lori very faithfully would take these kids, and I don't know how she did it. Very amazing woman. Thank you for not freaking out when they eat sunflower seed shells. Cigarette butts was a big thing. You know, Michelle absolutely loves cigarette butts. She'd pick those up, eat them. Michaela liked empty beer cans. And those that wouldn't swallow that to this day, I hate when people take the last swallow and throw it down. Michaela, when she was 5, 6, she'd follow those guys around. Did her the job empty the beer can. So, Lori, thanks for not freaking out when all that was going on. Thanks for not freaking out when Mitch got lost in Mandan. Thanks for not freaking out when Michaela got lost in Fargo. Those are just small things, you know, we got by. And thank you, when Mitch was born, thank you for being in labor for 3 hours before calling me because you didn't want to bother me from a tournament. So being last, I'll take one moment to share a story, and Mike Wolf has probably used this at umpire clinics. Walt, you probably heard this story a million times at umpire clinics, but I did umpire for a short time in my career when I was in college. First couple of years when I moved to Bismarck to help pay college bills and help pay move to Bismarck for the young kids, and not that good of a job, but anyway, I did some umpiring, and There was an umpire from South Central North Dakota that was kind of my mentor. Some of you might have heard of him. He's very famous. Milo Hudsonmuller. And Milo Hudsonmuller is from Strasburg, North Dakota. He turned out to be a comedian now in Bismarck, but he told me this story when he was umpiring. He was down in Strasburg. It was the Emmons County Championship game. The Baumgartners were playing against the Silver Eagles. Championship game. Milo was umpiring. Bases loaded, bottom of the 7th inning. Baumgartners are behind at 3 runs. Their best hitter, Tom Baumgartner's up. Milo always told me, when you're umpiring, get there early, know the rules, and look over the field, anticipate any situation. Oh, that's good advice. Know rules, look at the field. I'm sure Walt would agree to that. Very good advice. So Milo knew the field. Tom is up. Pete Silvernagel's playing center field. Tom was a great hitter. Some of you guys from Bismarck, South Central part of the state know Tom. Great, great hitter. Pete's playing pretty deep. Tom whacks it, goes over his head, bounces a couple times, rolls into the hog pen. And Pete Silvernagel's out there. He's holding up his hands, ground rule double, ground rule double. Milo, he's doing his job. He runs out there looking for the ball, and he sees all the hogs are just kind of eating their oats. One big boar is sitting there jumping on the softball. And Milo goes, okay, now what do I do? And, well, you guessed it, Milo, inside the pork home run.